Hi, my name is Clyde. I am the General Manager of the ANIHAN Group, and today we will be discussing with you our business review 2. So first we have the overview of the business venture, and that starts with the company profile. The snack bar will offer snacks and products which are completely vegetarian and vegan. It will be a place for vegans and vegetarians and anyone else who would like to eat healthy. Having a snack bar which offers 100% plant-based options is a great way to introduce the importance of sustainable living to newer generations. Just like veganism is a sustainable option when it comes to looking after our planet, plant-based living is also a more sustainable way of feeding the human family. Next up, we have our vision and mission. The vision of Anihan is to promote vegetarianism and veganism, encourage customers to enjoy plant-based food, and develop a consciousness towards environmentally friendly practices. The mission of Anihan is to produce healthy and delectable vegetarian and vegan snack products. The company will incorporate nutritional quality, good taste, and quality ingredients in order to provide a better and healthier alternatives for the people who wish to improve their lifestyles. The business will promote eco-friendly practices through its packaging and plant-based products that help reduce harm for animals and environmental damage. Next up, we have our value-oriented goals and objectives. Our goals mainly revolve around providing healthy options in order for people to improve their health and nutrition. Aside from this, we also aim to be a business that benefits society. This is so we may also help the environment and the local economy. We plan on doing this by achieving the objectives here we also stated below. For our organizational goals and objectives, they are to increase the company's profitability throughout the years, diversify and grow revenue streams, and to attract and retain customers from our target market. This will be done through our objectives.
Sales performance. In the graph shown, the blue line signifies the sales forecast, while the red line signifies the actual sales. So for January, the planned forecast was 20,000 pesos, while the actual sales was 9,660 pesos. For February, sales forecast was 22,000 pesos, while actual sales was 20,000 pesos. For March, sales forecast was 24,000 pesos, while actual sales was 28,430 pesos. Lastly, for April, sales forecast was 26,000 pesos, and for actual sales, it rose up to 40,720 pesos. So for the total projected sales for January to April 2022 is at 92,000 pesos. And for the total actual sales for January to April 2022 is 98,810 pesos. Pricing strategy. Cost plus pricing and psychological pricing strategy will be used by the business. The costs for the snacks are expected to be lower than the costs of other vegan food shops since we will be sourcing the ingredients directly from the farmers. So for our product menu, our vegetarian oyster mushroom burger cost 150 pesos. Our vegan fried oyster mushroom burger cost 160 pesos. And for our sweet potato fries, one serving cost 110 pesos. Segmentation strategy. The business will be operating in Mandaue and Cebu City. Thus, the customer segmentation of the business will directly be the residents of Mandaue and Cebu City. The city has an urban density, and the urban population includes professionals, the self-employed, the unemployed, and retired people, as well as urban wage earners and clerical workers. But due to the COVID-19 pandemic situation in both Mandaue and Cebu City, the business enterprise will opt to have an online store instead of a physical store. Advertising and promotions. Due to COVID-19 and the community restrictions imposed in Cebu City and Mandaue City, the face-to-face marketing giving out of flyers and the joining of bazaars and events may be limited due to the health and safety of the community and the members of the group. The business will be focusing on their online advertising. Social media will be used to promote the product. The business will be uploading pictures, digital posters, videos, pre-order links, and many others through social media, such as Instagram. Marketing mix collaterals. So here we have the official ANIHAN social media page. 2. Instagram highlights our products. 3. Instagram highlights our process. Number 4, our Instagram highlights our team. And 5, all our social media posts.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, for operations, during the actual operation, the group followed and implemented the supply chain management. The group made use of the supplier to producer to customer flow. For our production forecast, we can see that the production forecast and actual product is at least 50% lesser than the sales forecast due to the aftermath of Typhoon Odette. However, there is an increase in the following months as the business has recovered. For the production capacity, the estimated rated capacity is 252. For the actual bill of materials, we did not include equipment as we are currently using the available equipment at the production location. The group has followed the list of materials here and made sure to use and purchase them for the creation of the product. ANIHAN follows the same standardized recipe for all three products. Next is raw material requirement. The measurements, materials, and recipe of each item is still the same as to what we have planned. We are following the same requirements with regards to the shelf life and storage. There were only minor changes with the storage of our mushrooms as suggested by our supplier. We are following the same requirements and checking the quality of our supplies as well. For transportation requirement, the group has applied the appropriate packaging practices stated in the plan and utilized the reheat instructions into our actual operations. For temperature control during transportation, the group has made use of Maxime and Lalamove. They are using thermal insulated delivery bags. The group has updated their manufacturing flow chart. Although the flow follows the same process or similar steps with what was planned, we have developed a more detailed process for the actual operations. To name a few changes, there are two ways in which we source our products, and we make sure to inspect and ensure standards in the production of our food. For our layout on the left, we have made plans for our physical store, but we were only able to push through with our online business as of now, which is why we're still using the layout of our members' home on the right. The same machinery and equipment were used in the actual operation and production. These machineries and equipment are already found in the assigned group member's home. Rental costs of the use of these machinery and equipment are stated in our Memorandum of Agreement. For manpower, during the actual operations, the group made use of the same requirements and the same amount of manpower. We have here the members assigned for each role. For inventory management, we have here our direct raw materials for all three products. Here we have our indirect materials like utilities and rent. For work in process, we have here our labor costs. During our actual selling, we have used these rates. However, labor costs would vary every month. We compute our labor costs depending on the number of hours we work per day, which means that the labor costs would also vary depending on the volume of our orders. We are still using the same direct raw materials and indirect raw materials. Costs for indirect raw materials will also vary every month as we compute our costs depending on our usage per day. For ANIHAN, there is no pipeline inventory as we are the manufacturers and at the same time the seller. Our products are only made to order. For waste management, similar to our plan, we have non-biodegradable waste and biodegradable waste. We have a food waste logbook to help us with our food waste management. Trashes are collected twice a week and the business follows the garbage pickup points and schedule. For our distribution system, we avail the delivery services of these two companies. For now, we are not collaborating with food aggregators. Most of our customers are from Cebu, Mandaue, and even Talisay and Lapu-Lapu. We implemented the delivery requirements or standards. There are no inventory of finished goods because our products are made to order. Lastly, we have here pictures of our production area.
For the human resource management, the ANIHAN group was initially planned to operate under sole proprietorship by the company's general manager, and the members were going to have a formal written agreement that although the company will be under the general manager's name, all members will contribute to the needed financial sources for the startup expenses. All members will share profits and liabilities coming from the business. For our actual operations, the ANIHAN operated under sole proprietorship as planned. For the startup expenses, the group gathered at least 70,000 pesos and each member contributed 14,000 pesos for the startup expenses. Our organizational structure, our initial plan was Clyde will be the general manager, Marian Abecia, operations manager, Faith Go as the marketing manager, Debonair Sarmiento, human resource manager, and Krey as the finance manager. For the organizational structure remains the same to this day. the group is still intact and the members stayed in their current positions. As for the functions and responsibilities, most of them remain the same for each member, and during the actual production from January to April 2022, the members of the group managed to fulfill their jobs and duties and did them in an efficient and effective manner. For our compensation for the month of January 2022, the general manager's salary per month is 88 pesos, finance manager 264 pesos, operations manager 176 pesos, marketing and human resource manager 44 pesos. For our direct labor costs, our cook had 295 and 5 centavos per month. Our assistant cook had 147 and 75 centavos. For admin and labor costs, the monthly totaled to 1,354 and 75 centavos, and all in all totaled to 3,706 and 85 centavos. For February 2022, our general manager's salary was 352 for the month, finance manager 704, operations manager 352, marketing manager 352 as well, and the human resource manager 176. For our direct labor costs, the cook's total for the month was 935 and 75 centavos. Our assistant cook was 295 and 5 centavos. For our admin and labor costs, the monthly totaled to 4,103 pesos. All in all, totaled to 6,510 and 6 centavos. For the month of March, the general manager, finance manager, operations, and marketing manager's salary for the month was 352 pesos. The human resource manager was 176 pesos. For our direct labor costs, our cook and assistant cook's total for the month was 788 pesos. The admin and labor costs for the month of March, the monthly totaled to 3,948 pesos. All in all, totaled to 6,351 and 96 centavos. For the month of April, our general manager's salary for the month was 264, our finance manager 528, operations manager 264, marketing manager 352, and the human resource 132. For our direct labor costs, our cooks spent a total of 45 hours, which made the salary for the month 2,216 and 25 centavos, and another total hour of 48, which made the salary for the month 2,364. As for our assistant cook, who spent 11 hours, the salary for the month was 545 and 75 centavos. For our admin and labor costs for the month of April 2022, the monthly totaled to 6,662 pesos. All in all, the total was 6,708 and 96 centavos. For compliance to the organizational policies, for the month of January to April 2022, our company and its group members adhered and made sure to follow the organizational policies that we have stated. There was a 100% compliance rate to those policies, which were applied during the past few months. To monitor these, the Human Resource Manager conducts a monthly meeting to see how the members are doing and if they are following and adhering to the organizational policies. The Human Resource Manager also monitors the group members during the production days each week in order to maintain efficiency and productivity of the operations. For our summary of meetings, there was a total of 6 official group meetings. Brief conversations through chat and text were not included as official group meetings. The following are the details of our official meetings. As for our relationship enhancement seminar, the seminar's goal is to help the group members develop a process to communicate more effectively, to drive understanding, alignment, and outcomes with each other by gaining a better understanding of each person's behavior style and recognizing and adapting to the style of each other. As of May 2022, the group plans to have this relationship enhancement seminar by around June or August of 2022. The plans are still tentative, yet the group is confident of the outcome of this certain seminar. the group plans to stay in one of our group members' house or a vacation rental within the province of Cebu to conduct this seminar. For our legal requirements, we have acquired our DTI. However, our business permit and our BIR are still currently in progress.
Part 5. Discussion and analysis on financial position and conditions. Each member will contribute 14,000 pesos and will agree on a sole proprietorship, which will be under the general manager's name. The bank account will also be under the general manager's name. There will be a written agreement upon this. The general, financial, and operational managers are authorized to deposit and withdraw funds. For total project cost, the first is operating expenses. For the first 4 months, we expect 31,962 pesos as our operating expense. For cost of goods sold, for the first 4 months, we expect 47,008 pesos, which will total the project cost to 78,970 pesos. For sources of funds, we'll be financing from family since it's a more flexible option and we are able to ask help and conditions from them that will give us the advantage to pay on a later date with lesser interests. For the income statement, we expect to have a net income of 19,839 pesos for the first year. And same goes for the cash flow statement. For the balance sheet, we expect to have 89,839 pesos for assets and total liabilities and equity. Vertical analysis. So under financial ratios, we have days sales and inventories, inventory turnover, and working capital turnover. For our profitability ratios, we have gross profit ratio, operating margin ratio, return on sales, return on assets, return on equity, return on net working capital, return on fixed assets, and ROE versus ROA.
Next up, we have discussion of growth and potentials. We'll start with marketing. For actual sales, the group has the potential to reach and surpass the projected sales for the remaining months of the year 2022. For marketing strategies, the group would like to offer bundles, discounts, and other promos to increase sales and customer interest and satisfaction. Next up, we have operations. So, ANIHAN aims to strengthen its relationship with their suppliers. Aside from this, they also want to make sure that their manufacturing process is followed accordingly. And by later this year, ANIHAN aims to be able to open a physical store, and after doing so, we aim to hire at least 3 staff members for our daily operations. For human resources, the group aims to review its policies and programs to make sure that they are properly being implemented. Aside from this, as stated earlier, we plan on seeing a growth in our production team by the time we open our physical store later this year. And lastly, we have our financials. We see a positive trend in our sales and net income, and we are confident that we will reach and surpass the projected sales and net income by the end of the year. That is the end of our report. Thank you so much.